This is interesting. Look at this. There's the serial number. And there's the soldier. Isn't that funny? Roger Robin. And here is what Cully, Switzerland looks like. Nice town. He was born in 1928. And if he was still alive, he would be 92 years old. And the bluing on this thing is really nice. You can see that it's in excellent condition. All the numbers match. And I've shot this gun. The action on it is very nice. The stock has got a lot of gouges in it. A lot more gouges in it. You know, these are just like the gun's been through some stuff. This part would end up getting knocked into the snow. That explains the reason why the back of these are all damaged. But a lot of this could be smoothed right out. You know, look at the corrosion back here. This has got a pretty big gouge in it. It's almost like a 1/4 of an inch deep. So in order to get rid of that, either I'd have to do filler on it or, you know, radius it way, way back. Okay. This front is on a hinge. Tell me they don't do things slick, huh? Oh, Swiss. Okay. This assembly is fairly straightforward. You want to be careful not to scratch the wood upon reassembly. Boy, that was quite simple. I mean, look at that bolt face. It's in very nice shape. So we're not doing anything with that. And there you have it. Using strip ease, minimum time that you need to wait is about 15 minutes. This is a coarse scuffy pad. And what it does is it will take off all the varnish first, which will make it a heck of a lot easier to sand. At least now when we do our sanding, the paper's not going to gum up as much. And this step right here neutralizes the stripper. So you have to, after you're done stripping, you have to neutralize the stripper so it doesn't continue to work. They're both stripped. Got all the varnish off of them. Looking at the stock and the forend, it's almost like it's just one big gouge. So these are the 3 grits I'm going to start with just to make the thing flat and get rid of the deep gouges. 36 is really bear claw. It's very, very heavy. You can see right now, and the way that you rate 36 grit is there's 36 spaces within 1 inch. So you can tell that's a very, very coarse grit right there. So there's 36 spaces between the grits in a 1 inch area. And then we're going to go to 60 grit. You can see we're getting a little bit finer here. And this is what I have on hand. This is 180. And what I'm going to do is I'll finish it to the 180. And of course I'm going to need to go a lot finer than that. But these are the 3 grits that I'm going to use to get rid of all of those deep gouges. And that is deep. That's about as deep as you want to go. But we want to take it from around both of these areas here way out. Okay, we don't want to just be sanding in there because we won't really be accomplishing anything. So okay, we've got the stock stripped down. Some parts came out really nice, but those areas that had all of the gouges, you'll notice that there's staining that won't sand out. I do have some Clorox bleach, so what I'm going to try to do, just to try a little area, I'm going to hit that with some bleach and see if I can get out those stains, because what that is a chemical reaction that occurs once the water gets to the wood. It's all smooth, there's no dingies in it. There's another stain there. There's a couple of them that won't sand out. Nice and tight. So it barely hits. Okay. Birchwood Super Blue. A nice wet coat. Clean that area out. I would have rather taken these off, but I do not have this type of attaching hardware, so you'll notice that that wood's going to soak that bleach right up. Now to neutralize the bleach, you go 50-50 with white vinegar and just regular water, and that'll stop the bleach from working. You put a very light coat of this stuff on, and eventually you build it up, and then you end up sanding it with steel wool. Do a little bit of 400 wet sanding. Nice thing about it is I did get rid of the gouges, which was the main objective here. And just try to put on a light coat, not too much. And put it on even so that you don't have any light or dark spots. And you try to be done with it before it starts to drag. Well, here are a few of the last pieces of attaching hardware. It almost looks like these had been replaced recently. They're natural in color. I want them to be dark. We're going to sand them with a piece of 400. Wipe them off. Take a toothpick. Go in through the center. Clean out the gook. Okay. And we have a little of the Birchwood Casey bluing right there. You can see how it puts a nice pretty blue finish on them. And we'll do that for all of them. Making sure to rinse them in water after. There you go. Got a nice blue finish there. We're going to do this up too. Got to get those rust pits out first, and then we'll polish it up, and then we'll blue it. I'll saturate the rag. Put this in my hand. Go over it. Slobber it. That was ripe for the bluing. It's the little saddle soap. Okay. And then nice reconditioned sling here. And just to give you an idea, if you've done your finish work on the wood to where it's fairly smooth, this is literally all you need to do. And most importantly, don't remove too much of the true oil, because you'll end up going down through the coats back into the natural wood, and you'll get what would be similar in the automotive finish is an area that you've burned through the paint down into the previous layer. A little of this goes a long way. So we're going to start right up in here. And the first thing that you notice is it's almost like when you're putting it on by hand, there's no chance for any rag marks. Okay, we finished up the stock. Has a nice satin finish to it. And a few of the stains, I couldn't get them out, but remember that big chew mark in this side? It's all gone. And I'm kind of happy with the way it came out. So here's a final before and after. this finish on it, the color was really nice, but unfortunately there were so many gouges in it that every time I picked the gun up, all I could see were the gouges. I didn't really even enjoy ownership of the gun due to the awful condition it was in. I knew that a lot of the damage on this thing was just from abuse. Armorers throwing it in a pile, maybe it not being protected as it was shipped from Switzerland to the United States. And I wanted to have a finish that I could wipe down at the end of the day and have it be kind of clean and nice and cared for. The gouges in this thing were beyond anything that you would normally see under normal use. And how do I know that? Well, you just have to see the gun shop that it came out of. And it was almost like the shop of misfit toys. Really great place, but unfortunately, a lot of times the guns are stacked 3 deep and they end up getting scratched and falling on the floor and everything else. So a lot of it was authentic damage, but a lot of it was also abuse. I chose to have a lighter color on this because I wanted the grain to pop. I wanted to be able to easily clean it up, as well as if I wanted to eventually turn it back into that original dark finish, it would have been very easy to do by just wiping it down with some acetone now that the gouges have been removed, and putting a darker stain on it and applying some varnish with a very coarse brush, like as you can see right there that they did right over that water infiltrated back of the stock. I like the way it came out, and it was a nice project to get me through the winter. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I haven't really increased or decreased the value, as this gun has a market value of between $500 and $600 anyways. But now it's kind of the way that I want it to be. So thanks for watching.